Today is 15th October and let us start Paripurna daily current affairs discussion. We have 6 important articles today, including the 7th article which will be related to the mains. It is related to the India Australia clean energy partnership. Clean energy partnership. The first article will be on Mission Vatsalya. Second would be on the Buddhism, disciple of Buddhas, elephant population related to the elephant. IMF have degraded the growth rate forecast of India for financial year 2027. What are the causes and what will be the implication? Those things we'll discuss under this. Fifth article will be on the WHO alert. This has been the news for quite a few years. Recently, WHO have again flagged some of the oral liquid medicine, especially related to the cold, cough, related to this. So this is in the news, highly in the news. So related to this also we will discuss. And the global AI hub has been launched. I mean, it will be established by the Google in Visakhapatnam. This is also very important news from point of view of India AI mission. So today will be very exciting articles are there, very important from the UPSC point of view. Let us start with the first article, that is Mission Vatsalya. See, from the word Vatsalya, you should be able to understand that it is related to the children. Okay, it is related to children. Now, what things you need to remember and why it is in the news? It is in the news because recently, why in the news? The context. It is a news because Supreme Court have given one judgment in which Supreme Court have said to the central government that instruct all states that they should establish the nodal officers. They should appoint the nodal officer who will handle the cases related to missing children. Okay, so this is the context. Supreme Court have given the order to the central government to instruct the states to establish the nodal officers to handle the cases related to the missing children. Understood the context, the news? Okay, now let's understand the Mission Vatsalya. Okay, we are going to discuss Mission Vatsalya. Okay, see, the first thing about the Mission Vatsalya, the basic is that it is centrally sponsored scheme. Remember this. This is very important point. Why UPSC asked like that, they can mention it as central sector scheme also, right? When it is a centrally sponsored scheme, you should know that here the central government and the state government will share the budget, right? So in normal states, it would be 60-40 ratio of the funding. However, in the hilly state, northeastern state, it would be 19-10. And in the union territory where there is no legislature, it will be the 100% funded by the central government. See, most of the time, this data is common for all the schemes which are related to the centrally sponsored scheme. However, there may be the variation also. Sometimes it can be the 50-50 also. But most of the case, it is the common thing. So first point, you should be remembering that it is under the centrally sponsored scheme. Second point, you should know is that ministry. It comes under which ministry? Here we can get confused with Ministry of Health, Education and other thing. So remember, this is the nodal ministry is Ministry of Women and Child Development. So this point is also important. You need to remember. Next part we have to know is what are the components? What are the components of this scheme? See, there are 3 important components of this particular scheme. Component number 1 is institutional care. What is meaning of institutional care? That means the care will be provided by some established formal institutions. For example, child care institution. You know those institutions, right, which can provide them some age relevant education, skilling, and other care in the formal setup will be provided under this institutional care setup. Second is the non-institutional non-institutional care. What is meaning of non-institutional care? It covers the care giving like like foster care. What is foster care? Basically, the children are given the family. It is basically to facilitate the right to family for those children. So legal way of giving the child under one family so that they can get the care of family. Third component is the online portal. This is very important and we all should know about this portal. If any child is missing, we can report in this particular portal. So this is very important for not only from the exam point of view. If we come across any child who is missing, or we are getting any child who is unidentified, we can report that in this particular portal. What is portal name? It is Mission Vatsalya portal. Please remember this particular point. Okay, so this is the about the Mission Vatsalya. Another component, another thing you need to remember here is that what is the institutional framework, I mean of this particular institutional and the legal framework of this particular scheme. That means how it will be implemented, who will be the responsible at the district level. Remember, district magistrate will be the implementing body. Next will be the, it gets the inspiration and the provision of two important acts are implemented under this Mission Vatsalya. One is POXO Act 2012. As you know, this prevents the sexual harassment against the children less than 18 years. So this scheme is included under it. Second scheme or the act, sorry, is Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act 2015. These two acts are covered under this particular scheme. Okay, so this is all about Mission Vatsalya. Let's revise quickly this one. Mission Vatsalya, it is a centrally sponsored scheme, comes under Ministry of Women and Child Development. Three component: institutional care, non-institutional care, online portal. Institutional and legal framework is district magistrate will implement at the district level. POXO Act and the Juvenile Justice Act 2015 will be covered and its provision will be implemented through this particular scheme. I hope it would be clear. Next, coming to the next important article, which is related to the Buddhism. As you know, Buddhism is a very important topic, especially from UPSC prelims point of view, because you see every alternate year or almost every year you find a question from Buddhism. That's why let's cover it. This article becomes very important. Now, why this particular article is in the news? This particular article is in the news because of recent India news. Why in the news? This is in the news because of recent India Mongolia meeting. Recent Indian Prime Minister and the Mongolian Prime Minister met, and Mongolian President met, and during this there was one decision related to the sharing and the transfer of holy relics of two disciple of Buddha. Who are them? One is Sariputra, and second is Maud Galyana. Okay, these are the two disciple of Buddha. Their relics will be transferred to the shared with the Mongolia, and hence this particular this particular news came in the highlight. Okay, now here what is important for us for the UPSC point of view to know about these personalities. Okay, so let's try to understand these, try to know about them. See, first see the image. This is the Buddha's statue. These two person, one is in the left side, another is in the right side. As you see, this is in the left side and this is in this is in the right side of Buddha and this is in the left side of Buddha. Now, these two persons, which the statue which you are saying, are nothing but the Sariputra and Maudgalyana. So, the statue which you see in the right side is Sariputra. Sariputra. The statue which see in the left side is Maudgalyana. Now, who are these two personalities? Let's understand about them. Sariputra is also known as the Upatissa. Upatissa. Second point you need to remember is that Sariputra is also known as the second Buddha. Second Buddha. And these two persons are also known as the left and right hand of Gautam Buddha. Okay, so other facts are not very important because we can't go very deep into this article. We need to know like they are also known as the Upatissa and the second Buddha. UPSC can ask like who is among the following is known as the second Buddha. The second person is the Maudgalyana. He he is known for his supernatural abilities. He is known for his supernatural abilities. Okay, for this he is known because he got some special supernatural power through intense meditation. He did intense meditation, so that's why he is known for this particular ability. Now, the standing Buddha, this statue you will find at different stupas, sculptures. From the art and culture point of view also, this is very important. Also, they are mentioned in the different suttas. You know what are suttas? Suttas are nothing but the Buddhist canonical text. Canonical text means these are the Buddhism related texts, that is the core religious text of Buddhism. Religious text. So three facts you have to remember. From one is from the art and culture point of view, how these are significant. Who is Sariputra, who is the Madgalyana. Okay, so this much only important for this particular article. Let's go to the next article that is related to the elephant population dipped nearly 18%. Why it came in the news? First of all, we need to know what is the news. The news is recently there is one report on SAI 2021 to 2025 report. This means synchronous all India elephant estimation. Synchronous all India elephant estimation. This report, this assessment, nationwide assessment was done by whom? By Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. They have released this particular report. Now, why this report is important and how it is unique is that it has transferred from earlier sighting based survey to DNA based survey. DNA, or you can say the genetic based survey or the identification of the elephant. So now you can understand that this is more advanced, right? More reliable, because we are using the science here. Sighting may be having some subjectivity, but DNA will be having the more predictability and more authenticity, right? So this is the change we have observed. Now, what are the findings we got from this particular article, this particular news, and some information about the Indian elephant also we will discuss here. See, this image you see is Indian elephant. First, let's understand what are the important findings of this particular assessment. The first important finding is that there is significant decline in number of elephants population. It has declined from around 27,000 to 22,000 elephant. I'm not giving the exact number. You can find that in the handout. That is the Paripurna handout. But that this data is not important for also. We cannot remember. But this you should remember the latest information, that is the 22,000, around 22,000 numbers are there. Now the department have said that this dip is because of the change in methodology. It is not because like the decline is because of their threats, it is because of change in the methodology. Why? Because earlier, as we discussed, we have changed the methodology, right? So earlier were more not that authentic and not that sophisticated technology of estimation. Now it is more authentic, so we should consider the recent one, that is the 22K, as the new baseline that is said by the ministry. Okay, so this is about the finding. Some other information we should know is that which state have the highest elephant population. As per this report, Karnataka have the highest, around 6,000 elephant. Second highest is in Assam. So these two only you need to remember, Karnataka and Assam. Okay, so this was about the finding. Now discussing about the elephant, what is the IUCN status? What is the IUCN status? As per the IUCN, Indian elephants are vulnerable. Okay, they come under the vulnerable category. Why? In other ways, the elephant are in the news, most frequently in the news, because of, you'll find the human elephant conflict. Human elephant conflict. We see often, especially in the states like Kerala, Uttarakhand, often we see that there is conflict between the human and elephant. If I talk about even in my village area also, in Chhattisgarh, I belong from Chhattisgarh. Here also, in my district Raigad, here also I find that in my village, nearby my village, most of the time wild elephant intrude inside the village and they destroy the crops also. And there are cases of the human elephant conflict, deaths of human also sometime. Okay, so this aspect also we should know about the Indian elephant. Okay, this requires basically the sustainable management of elephant, creating the elephant corridors, tracking them, engagement of community, so that they should not enter into the core elephant zones. So those initiative we can take to tackle such kind of human elephant conflicts. So this was all about the elephant news. Next article is around about IMF lowers India's financial year 2027 GDP growth forecast. First of all, this, you understood the news, right? See, there is one report released by the IMF. That report name is World Economic Outlook. This report, please remember this report. UPSC ask about the report, like the following report is published by which among the following institution. They can give the World Bank, they can give the World Economic Forum, they can give IMF, they can give WTO. Like this option they can give. It becomes very confusing if you don't know exactly. Okay, so this is released by which institution? IMF. Under this, what they have lowered? Earlier the forecast was they have reduced to 6.2%, right? Earlier it was 20 basis point more, right? It was 6.4. Now they have declined to 6.2. See, this much small detailing remembering is not important. They have declined it, but why they have declined it, what circumstances led to this kind of revision, that is important. Okay, so we need to know the reason behind such decrease in the forecast. The major reason they have cited by IMF is that the trade policy uncertainty, and you can link this particular trade policy uncertainty from recent USA tariffs, secondary tariffs on India. How much percentage? You must be aware, this is highly in the news, that is the 50% imposition of tariff, right? So this is going to impact, especially in the short term in coming years, on the Indian trade, and this can make our trade policy uncertain, and that is the major reason IMF cited, like this can impact our GDP growth. Secondly, there are a lot of uncertainty in the global development also, and as you see that in the global world also, there are a lot of conflicts, supply chain disruption. Recently China also have put restriction on the rare earth element exports. So such kind of issues are causing decline in the forecast by IMF. Okay, so this was the issue. Coming to the next article, that is related to Next article is related to the WHO alert on contaminated oral liquid medicine. As I said, this is in the news from many days. Like some of the Indian cough syrups and related drug is found to be contaminated and not standard. That WHO termed them as substandard medicines. Okay, so when they alert, because of the recent death we have observed in several states in India, as well as the previously in Gambia, Kazakhstan, some countries also complained about the Indian made cup syrup have caused the death of children. Now first of all, we need to know what is the reason, what is causing this kind of death. As per the report of WHO, it says that there is one chemical called as the diethylene glycol. Please remember this substance. We have seen UPSC asking question mentioning this particular chemical substances, and they ask like the why it was in the news or in the for what purpose it is used. See, this is banned to use in the such kind of medicines. However, it has been used. Generally, this is used as solvents, used in the plastic industries, used as antifreeze, right? So this product is used for this kind of purpose, but these has been found in the cup syrup also, and that is creating some issues, causing some death of children. Okay, so this was in the news, and this particular substance is important for UPSC. Next article is sorry excuse me. Next article is related to the global AI hub in Visakhapatnam. This is a very important article. As you see, recently there was a summit in which this global AI hub was launched. You see in the image. Now, this is the news, right? And further in the news, we see that the Google is going to invest $15 billion in this project, Artificial Intelligence Hub in Visakhapatnam. This is very significant investment, especially in the wake of also how the Trump is imposing restriction on India and telling the investors not to invest, US investor not to invest in India or such countries which are supporting the Russia. However, the Google investment, this becomes very important, very significant, and this is one of the largest. It is the largest investment till now of Google's investment in India's digital economy. Now, what we have to understand from here is that why it is significant. What is significance of this particular investment? See, the significance is multifaceted, that is multiple dimension. First is that it is from economic point of view very significant. Economic point of view, as we say, that it will help India to become the digital economy, right? It will strengthen our digital economy. As it is already increasing, this will get the boost. Second, it will generate the high quality jobs. So employment generation also very important part of it. Next is digital inclusivity. If such kind of AI products will be developed in India, it will become more affordable, accessible to the common people. It can help India to become the global leader in this AI segment. So these are the economic benefit of this particular initiative. Second component which is important is the capital development, or you can say the infrastructure component. Structural benefits. Infrastructural benefit is also very important because this initiative is going to develop the data centers. What are the data centers? Data centers are those the infrastructure which stores the data related to which has been generated in process of artificial intelligence application or the digital product use. Okay, so the data center infrastructure will be created. Second is that there will be the subsea infrastructure will be developed, subsea cables will be developed to link the Visakhapatnam, this particular uh, uh, location with the Google's other fiber optic network across the world, right? So this will also significantly help us to connect with the other world and increase the connectivity. Third infrastructural point is that clean energy, that is, Google says that it will it will partner with the other institution and the companies to get the clean energy for its infrastructure. So these are the infrastructural angles. The third important aspect is geopolitical point of view. Geopolitical point of view, we can reduce the reliance on other country. That means it can help us to achieve our self reliance, right? It can increase our global standing. Especially we can become leader for the global south. We can share our technology with the global south, so it can help us build the strategic partnership as well as the increase our soft power, right? So that way also geopolitically very important. Fourth segment is the strategic importance. Strategically also very important in order to connect with the northeast region. So this is also one of the component in this particular initiative. As you see in this particular map, the Visakhapatnam will be linked with the Sitwe port. This is the Sitwe port in Myanmar, and through Sitwe port we will be linking with the northeast region. So this Sitwe port will be linked with the Vizag, and the Vizag, through Vizag we will be connecting artificial intelligence and digital connectivity to Sitwe port, and that through that we will be linking our northeast region. So strategically also it is very important. Okay, and this is the part of the Kaladan project. You know the Kaladan project. This is Kolkata, this is Sitwe port, and through this we are connecting the northeast region. We'll discuss about that in some other article. So these are the significance, four important dimension: economic significance, infrastructural significance, geopolitical, and the strategic significance. Let's go to the next article. That is the last article we related to the mains lens is Australia-India Clean Energy Partnership. The visit of Australian Minister of Climate Change and Energy, Chris Bowen. He is going to visit New Delhi, and during this clean energy partnership is going to be strengthened. India-Australia clean energy partnership is going to strengthen. See, in introduction, what you can write is that, see, India and Australia share some mutual what you can say the coexistence and the coherence. For example, both follow the democratic values, right? Both are very you can say the focusing highly on the supply chain resilience, especially as the supply chain is getting dominated by the China. The supply chain resilience, especially in the Indo-Pacific region, becomes very important, and that brings both of these countries together in order to strengthen their partnership, in order to facilitate the smooth trade and the economic partnership. Okay, so this is the context behind this particular article. Now, why this particular the Australia India clean energy partnership is significance? So we will see the significance again of this particular article partnership, and then we'll see the challenges, and finally the way forward and conclusion. So significance of this particular India Australia clean energy partnership is very important. First, we have to see from the geostrategic point of view. Geostrategic point of view, it is important. As you see, as we have discussed in the previous article also, the Chinese dominance in the supply chain is increasing. Recently, the rare earth element ban, the export ban, is very challenging for the India and other countries. So as we know that 90% of the rare earth elements are produced refined by the China, and 80% of the global solar module is produced by this China, supplied by the China. Okay, so this makes the China leader in this particular part. So it makes us become more dependent on the Chinese supply. That's why the geostrategically this kind of partnership can help us to tackle the Chinese dominance. Okay. Second, economic point of view also very important, as we are moving towards the clean economy, clean and green economy, and we want to become net zero by 2070 as per the Panchamrit goals. So in to achieve this Panchamrit goals also, this particular initiative in the partnership is very important. Okay. And so these, from the economic point of view, and other points are the common, like it will generate definitely more employment, employment. And then the third dimension you can add is the technological dimension. Here there will be the technology transfer. Both country will share their technology, there will be the investment from the both countries. So that way this particular initiative is very important. Okay. However, this is restricted by some challenges, right? So understanding these challenges also very important. One challenge is that dependency, currently the dependency on China is very high. Second problem is the huge investment requirement. Third is the infrastructural deficit. Okay. For this renewable energy transfer, especially in terms of the grid connectivity, this part is very the huge issue, right? Fourth is the implementation delays. Okay. So these are the different challenges, significance and challenges. At last, the way forward, what we can say that, see, both countries share the common vision for the, especially for the Indo-Pacific region, right? So both country needs to facilitate the infrastructure development. They need to invest on the clean infrastructure. Okay. They can become partner, invest more on the initiative like the International Solar Alliance, Global Biofuel Alliance, the Supply Chain Resilience Initiative. So more collaboration, more focus and investment in these kind of multilateral initiatives are also important in order to secure it. Third is that there is a need to create the common institutions or the bodies who can facilitate the smooth and quick implementation of these kind of initiatives that can help make the India Australia leader and facilitate the rule based sustainable sustainable Indo-Pacific. So both can benefit from this particular initiative. So this was today's discussion. We discussed 7 important articles. Thank you so much for today's discussion. We'll meet in the next class on 16th October. Thank you so much.